hopefully this will be an actual stream and it won't just be a massive like mistake on my end. Not too sure if it's going to work or not. Have to wait for it to kind of bypass the 35-second rule before it decides, you know, magically it can decide to put me into a game. That's a problem. It's got a sword, a Night Terror sword. Wow. Did you actually kill me with just a single hit to the head? Like, is that even got any ammo in there? I hope it has. It wasn't just a random swipe and it was just me dead. Oh, there we go. And yeah, we actually now have got visuals. It's now not just entirely audio based, which is good. Which is good. That's something right there. Wow. Right. Yeah. So I really am sucking right now with the whole bow thing. Definitely need to try. Oh dang. Oh shoot. Yep. I've got a captain that just doesn't want to die at a moment in time, and a knight. The worst part is we're kind of a two-man team versus an entire four-man team, so even if we really wanted to try our darndest to try and make this work, it's going to be really difficult. Right, okay, so we've got another night gun, but they are just slamming in an endless amount of motes this moment in time to really make it quite difficult. Okay, literally, as I get around the corner, he hits me with the La Montreal or La Mardicue or something or other. Very French. Not quite sure how you pronounce it. My pronunciation of words and stuff like that is sucks quite a lot. I kind of butcher a lot of names. Not really because I mean to either. It's just because obviously I particularly want to oh wow, he died straight away. Oh shoot, he hit me with the Jotun. So that's pretty much been the toaster launcher since the beginning of D2. You get it, well actually no, since Black Armory kind of dropped, because this specific thing will launch out a solar based kind of fusion ball at you, and that when that hits you, you can't survive. It is literally like it will straight up just wipe you off the face of the map, which is a shame. It's a very strong weapon. It's probably one of the most overused fusion rifles ever to be graced Destiny. Obviously a lot of people did use kind of like linear rifles to begin with, which basically just means all of the fusion is kind of condensed down to a single beam and it's blitzed through. But yes, the Jotun is definitely one of the strongest fusion rifles in the game, and if not one of the strongest guns in the game, because not only does it have the charge speed of, I'm guessing it's 600, it's when it makes impact with you, and it has also got tracking as well. It will annihilate you off the face of the earth, absolutely destroy you, which is, you know, it's a shame. It does make things rather difficult, and the worst part is as well is the no matter if we get a full team or not, the people just drop in and out. Literally, we get so many rage quitters in this game that just, you know, lose their tidy whities over the smallest problems, and they just disappear. Or because, you know, they didn't manage to get their hit in, or they're going against modders or hackers or some stuff like that. Even though Bungie is very serious about that sort of stuff, and if they do catch any player doing anything that they shouldn't be doing inside the game, they do get banned. But with a lot of like hackers and stuff like that out there now, it is very easy to kind of run background programs and to kind of make the game believe that it's already inside there, especially if you're using, you know, files that aren't integrated into the game and only using game files. So it's a little bit easier in certain respects like that as well, to try and fool the game into believing that what you're using is already in there. Especially, okay, you hit that goddamn hard, and a lot of people do tend to do that. So there's obviously a couple of ways you can play Gambit. You can kind of play Gambit in the respect of you rush and you keep slamming in loads of lights after light after light after light after light after light to basically keep stalling any enemy putting in moats and making them kind of get flustered and possibly lose their moats if they aren't careful. Also, by doing so, you can build up your gate quicker, which also means that PvP aspects of the game can happen a lot more frequent as well. Equally, you can build up and then you can slam 3 heavies into the bank, causing 3 heavy units to drop in onto their side, which obviously makes things rather difficult for them. I know, that's it. There we go. Come on, give me what I seek. Ah, shoot, he's gonna kill me by using poison. Yep, because I wasn't very map aware and I got too greedy. I should have probably just taken out people left, right and centre and just kind of allowed the popping to happen. But hey ho, what can I do? What can I do? So I can wait at this moment in time until the gate comes back up. When the gate comes back up, I can kind of land in there. When you are invading, you get full kind of sight of where the enemy is, you know, allowing you to, well, do that really. Or obviously if you're defending against them, you don't get to see where the enemy is, even though they do have an overshield and possibly pack in a Jotun, which does make your life a little bit more difficult to say the least. I honestly, all I need is a few more bow kills. Actually, I don't need a few more bow kills, I need a lot of bow kills. There's a few more player kills really, try and get the next chapter of the chaperone done, which is a slug based shotgun. It was a pinnacle based weapon, I believe, when the beginning of D2 dropped. It was a kind of a rare exotic quest to get from Amanda Hollander. I don't know why she's so interested in PvP based content, because she doesn't really strike me as a girl that would be kind of happy about, you know, guardians slapping each other around. Equally, it may not have been just straight out the way of beginning of D2, because Gambit didn't turn up until, I'm not actually quite sure, I think it was year 2. I think as of like the time that I was heavy duty playing it, and I mean like I was proper ramming my entire soul into the game, giving it my all. We're just not allowed to have, oh my goodness. Alright, yeah, cool. So they slammed in everything they had and then managed to invade as well. So that sucks. That puts in a very precarious situation. And now I'm leaving. I'm sorry, I'm gone. Goodbye. I'm trying to get the sniper shots, but unfortunately I'm not doing so well with the unfortunate bow at that distance. So I'm just going to walk in there with my... No, that's a Jotun. Oh, there we go. Managed to get my few kills that I needed. Sweet. Well, that's it. I could be done with this. Don't have to worry about the unfortunate PvP aspect of it anymore. I can just leave that well alone and attempt to get rid of the any sort of invaders that pop in and stuff like that as well. Damn. Oh, see him in the distance. Not too sure what he's using though. Jeez. Alright, do you know what? I'm sorry, but I can't allow them to just get 3 hits in and melt the boss. That would suck. Oh shoot. Okay. Wow. Better devils as well. Okay. Yeah. Next time I probably shouldn't be wandering around with my bow. I should actually just be using sweet business and causing as much pain as I possibly can, because that right there was the only way we could probably have brought this back, even though they just did a whole lot of damage in a very short space of time. Oh no, we've lost. Dang it. Well, that does suck. That means we lost 2 in a row. So as you can see here, we still get items if we win or if we lose. It's no big deal. Obviously winning feels better. You also get bonus items when you build up your allegiance with a certain game mode. So if you're going into strikes and you're doing an endless amount of strikes, you can pretty much gain little coins from them, and those little coins will then turn into gear when you give them back to Zavala. You can go to the Crucible and literally just slam it out with a whole lot of PvP based aspects until you pretty much become a PvP god just by that alone. You can go into Gambit, and you can just slam it out with Gambit, and you'll always get better gear until you reach a soft cap. When you reach a soft cap, that's when you need to do the quest to gain a pinnacle gear. Pinnacle gear gives you more light level, and then the cycle then continues. Raids are a really good way to get really high level gear as well, but you need to know mechanics, you need to have a good fire team that you can trust, and you need to be ready to just, you know, put your ankles on display, because unfortunately it happens. You do get your cheeks clapped ever so often in raids, because you tend to find that their light level is maybe 10 higher than yours, 20 higher than yours, and when they go up to a certain level, or even just like, you know, I think your damage goes down 10% of every level they are higher, to the point that you will do no damage if you're completely out of your depths. Obviously, in the most recent DLCs and stuff like that, they have given enemy types special buffs as well. So you do have people with barriers, people with overload. These basically means once their ability is active, they become like Deadpool and they can't die, which is really irritating. So you kind of have to build up your artifact, which is only something that brought out in this specific season, I believe. Oh no, actually it might have been a couple of seasons ago. I remember people saying they got Saints stuff as well. Yeah, it is a bit insane. I will go through and play through the entire game with a Warlock. I've got a space completely clear for it, so I will now go through again as a Warlock, and I'll kind of play through the entire of Destiny 2 to kind of give you guys a little bit more kind of background, because it will take far too long to run through all the lore, and not missing anything as well would just be too easy, because there is so much going on in the game. So many different characters pop in and out. Even the characters that do seem like they're good may not have the best intentions in mind, and it is a little bit out there. It's very confusing. I'm not actually quite sure. Obviously, I've chosen to be the bad boy in this one, I'm not going to lie. I've decided to side with the probably less favourable team, but I like his stuff. I like the cut of his jib. Alright, visit Amanda Hollanday. Okay, does that mean that I've got the chaperone now? Is that it? Do I have the chappy? Does that mean I've managed to complete a massive milestone within the game? Managed to complete at least one quest? I do have to go through, and I have to... Oh, here's the Scorn. A lot of the game, like I'm missing weapons, special exotic weapons from way back in the beginning of D2 when Mars was just opened up to us. I still haven't got a lot of the weapons from that as well, like Sweeper Stimulant, Polaris Lance. Haven't even got all the Braid Tech gear either, because at the time I was kind of really heavily just playing with friends, doing the PvP, PvE aspects, but not really focusing on getting any of sort of the decent stuff to come along with that, which obviously that's my fault, obviously, but I am trying to make up for that now. But also, because I have so many quests to go and do, this game has opened up a whole lot more to me now, allowing me to, well, just enjoy the game more of a casual level. I don't have to go more like, filthy try hard, scream at my TV, punch a hole through my wall because I didn't manage to get the role that I wanted, or whatever else. When it comes to weapon rolls and stuff like that as well, you do need to be kind of careful. You will sometimes get really bad rolls for guns, and then you'll get sometimes really good rolls for guns. They'll differ quite drastically dependent upon, obviously, weapon to weapon type, because you may only work well with adaptive frame pulse rifles, you may only work with adaptive frames assault rifles, or heavy frame assault rifles. Each one has their own perks and downfalls as well. If you go for a rapid lightweight frame anything, you won't have as much punch, but you will have the ability to flick it out really quickly, which means that in a pinch, you obviously, with combined fire with you and your friends, you can do a lot of damage in a very short space of time. with heavyweight frames, you will be your gun recoil is through the roof, but you can do quite a lot of good stuff with that. So yeah, I'm not entirely sure. Oh wow, I was just, I don't know what I was doing. I even went through the portal. I should have been more, you know, clued in. Like, I used xenophage. Ouch. Planked me twice. Killed me. Whew. Okay. So yeah, it is a little bit difficult in certain respects. Oh dear, he's about to do the exact same thing again. He's about to do the exact same thing again. He's about to kill me. Oh, what the alright, well, I decided to yeet my hammer, and that was it, really. Enough said. Yeah, so it's quite easy to kind of flunk this game mode. You know, you may have all the moats in the world, you're about to score, and out of nowhere, you take a sniper shot to the head, or a random taken just, you know, clips your kneecaps, and you end up falling over dead. And therefore you can lose quite a lot of moats, which then stops you from getting the prime evil up. But I'm still taken back by the fact that I managed to mess up that PvP aspect. I just wandered in there with my PvP in my hand and not really much in a way of good intentions at all. It's like, yes, please, dig me down. All right. So hopefully I'll be able to do something a bit better than just die in this one. Oh, okay. Portal's gone. That's a problem. Okay, so the moment he gets in there, he dies as well. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, we're about to lose. Oh my god, they're chunking their boss. Probably means all supers are ready. All supers were up. And that was pretty much the end of the first round. I banked 13 moats, defeated 5 hostiles, and did 0 damage to prime evil because there was no prime evil up. I didn't lose any moats. I didn't defeat any guardians because I just decided to wander in face first, really. Which is a real shame. So yeah, probably just got clipped in the back of the head by my own teammates there because, well, so yeah, hopefully this specific round will go a little bit smoother before I flip my desk. No joke, I don't really get that much. Don't get that competitive anymore. There's too many people out there that are just way too sweaty, and I mean like they're just grotesque with the level of sweat. All right, fair enough. So yeah, this is pretty much the kind of rundown of Destiny. I don't know why I kind of brought you into a stream halfway through when I'm not really giving you much in the way of lore. You don't really have a better understanding of the game, but it's more of the gameplay aspects of it all. Especially when I'm doing so wonderfully well with the bow. To be honest, I play a lot of my games on like RPG based platforms, so I do like the whole fantasy kind of feel of having a sword and a shield and going in there with a bow and, you know, really just messing things up. Not in the respect of, you know, me just, you know, face first into a bunch of enemy members, but I mean actually just like using a bow to, oh dear, shame, to kind of cause as much havoc that I possibly can. Obviously with this sort of team-based stuff, you kind of do want to have a team that communicates, but not many people use the game sort of chat anymore, mainly because I generally find that game chat as a whole is just really poor quality. It's like really poor quality. It could be so much better. Okay, fair enough then. I'll go in, I'll see what I can do, try and do as much damage as I can with whatever I've got. Oh, he got 13. Oh, dang. Oh, are you kidding me? I managed to miss him twice? Dang. That's upsetting. Okay, he's going to use his super. Yeah, fair enough. I think I would there too, really, to try to combat the unfortunate disposition that I was in. I should have probably just pegged him in the head. Should have just pegged him in the head. Could have been done with that. I just pegged him in the head. Oh, well. No. Oh! I was really hoping I'd be able to get into the portal. Alright. Oh damn. Not quite sure what weapon he's using there, but that is a whole lot of damage. Could be the Will of the Thousand, or the Will of a Thousand Voices. I'm not quite sure how that exotic goes, but it's basically a fusion rifle that charges up and it unleashes a beam of pure hatred towards someone, which as a result seems to do a lot of burst damage, but it takes a couple of seconds for it to kind of do its thing. It's more like, you know, the anime scene that you see with the guy who pulls it, whips out his sword, slices through the enemy, and it takes a good couple of seconds for the enemy to realise what's just happened. It's like complete disbelief of what, you know, what's just occurred. So I don't know what we're doing now, but we seem to be making some serious amount of waves currently. Alright, fair enough. Does that mean we get to go? Nope. Okay. Alright. So the armor set that I'm using is war rigs. Basically means anything that's machine gun based, assault rifle based, light machine gun based will oh shoot, I've just been hit pretty dang hard. Will auto feed into the gun, so I don't have to worry about. Oh, okay, there we go. That's what's me. Shoot! Wow, he made short work of a lot of people. Yeah, it just basically means, you know, that you can. I'm going to move out of the way of this because I'm pretty sure I'm going to get digged down again. Don't particularly wish to. Another invader in already? Oh wow, okay. So obviously at this point now this invader's doing what he should be doing, and he's basically trying to stop people from doing any damage to the primeval. So you can do that obviously by keep rehealing the primeval, but also he's delaying what we're doing, which also means that there will be a time we will just burn through the primeval, because what we can do is we just keep building up DPS by killing the witches that can drop down with them. I kind of like we're doing right now, really. Oh shoot, probably should not have taken 2 direct shots to the face. Someone touch me, please. Thank you very much. That's greatly appreciated. I'm also going to go through to their base and attempt to kill a few of them to maybe cause some problems. Oh, they neutralized one of their invaders. Sweet. I'm not too sure if this is like, you know, just a really unfortunate time for them, because they are, by the looks of it, they are trying to. Okay, he's dead. Nice. One down. Oh, he's just gone through our portal to stop us from doing more damage. Oh, there he is. Wow. Nice. So yeah, so the war rig there literally just generally feeds directly into my machine gun, so it just doesn't allow it. I don't have to worry about reloading so much. When you kind of go over 100 rounds, it will feed the entire rest of your reserves directly into your into your clip without having to worry about stopping. Oh, I have to fumble around for like 3 to 5 seconds trying to find the clip and put a new magazine in and cock the gun ready for exposure. So yeah, I find this is definitely an amazing way, excuse me, to kind of combat the sort of unfortunate kind of time it takes to kind of do any sort of. Alright, we're seriously, someone just invaded directly off the bat. I would have waited until they saw damage done and then jump in, not jump in now, because if they jump in now they're not really delaying much. Oh, okay, that's definitely delaying someone. Alright, okay, so you used your ult to stop what exactly? Why would you do that? Why wouldn't you just do that against the boss? Oh, okay, fair enough. They've literally just gone in. Oh wow, they might actually win the sudden death match. So yeah, normally you want to kind of use all of your supers and stuff like that, and you got the boss in your sights, where you don't want to be wasting your ults on just simple kind of against people per se. Oh wow, even a loaded question though. Dang. This could be a problem. Yeah, we may actually lose this. Shoot, really? Wow. Definitely don't have anyone who is willing to do PvP. No. That is a shame. Oh well. As it is, I can now back out, going straight to the go straight to the tower. Hopefully pick up my chaperone. I feel I'll also come in here with my chaperone and start trying to punish players. Hopefully a little bit more cause a bit more damage than what I've done currently. Bit disappointing. There is quite a lot of exotics when it comes down to each class. Each one has its own set of perks and stuff like that. I carry around with me war rigs, a something furnace. I just have a quick look over everything really. So I don't have any exotic helmets, but I do have ramparts. I have got synthoceps. I have Ashen Wakes as well. So this one allows you to kind of put up a wall that you can shoot through. This one allows you to melee further, which kind of really does help with the commander subtree, which allows you to kind of hit a great group of enemies with your melee ability, which then causes them to detonate and explode, and each one that gets exploded upon will then carry this certain debuff, which then will cause a mass chain reaction. If they are simple mobs, you can wipe out an entire wave, and I'm talking like up to 30 of them with one punch. It makes you feel a bit like Saitama, I'm not gonna lie. You feel a bit like a superhero. Ashen Wake is literally just a fun exotic. It just allows your fusion grenades, which is a type of fusion grenade you can use to be thrown, and then it detonates upon impact. It's improving the fusion grenade. Instead of it sticking and then exploding, this one just becomes impact, they're out of the way with. Then obviously my favourite war rig, which steadily reloads any equipped auto rifles or machine guns from your reserves, which is quite handy. I also have Hollow Fire Heart, which is Sunfire Furnace, which means once I get my solar ult up, it will regenerate everything so much quicker, and generally has caused a lot of PvE aspects to could be significantly reduced. You don't have to worry about a lot of problems there. Excuse me. Ghosts don't really add much. Each one has their own special sort of gimmick to them. Some will give you Omni telemetries, which basically means that you will gain experience using any sort of the elemental archetypes, which means you take them to the gunsmith and you can trade them in for respect, and respect then earns you goodies. It's more like a loyalty card pretty much that you can keep filling up. Treasure Hunt is quite handy because it comes I think anything within 30 to 50 meters of you gets any sort of chest get immediately lit up, allowing you to gain resources from that planet, which is cool-ish. And then you get sub areas where the Tangled Shore, for instance, has a scanner that goes for a much wider area. So if I hover over it, so you go, okay, this one in this case allows you to chance to obtain additional resources in Tangled Shore, which that's quite handy, especially when the Tangled Shore comes down to mainly having glimmer and stuff like that as well. With this one, Treasure Hunt allows you to have any cache within 50 meters of you be lit up, and it also increases glimmer gain. That I didn't know. I think that must have been more of a new sort of thing to it. The one I'm currently using is apparently the Golden Age version of the Ghost Shell. I don't know why it has its own little case. It's more like a Pokeball inside a box. Just looks weird. This one I get Treasure Hunter, which means again I have the same thing as the other one, which allows me to get any sort of treasure cache within 50 meters of me lit up, and I also increase my glimmer gain, and also I get guiding light, which means it increases my XP gain by 10%, which really helps with the build up of your seasonal artifact. Seasonal artifact is the bottom left hand side here, which grants you individual mods based on this. So each mod here has something it has to offer for the later part of the game mode. So if you want to go for anything that is, you know, slightly above scraping the barrel level, then you will need these mods to help you conquer obstacles over the kind of period of time as well. And yeah, that's pretty much the basics of it all. I would go into serious depth of it all, but I will probably bore you with the sound of my voice. It's definitely not like Claptrap. You can't get, you know, drawn into it. I know a few of you are probably sighing with a relief, going, "Thank goodness he's not talking." My God, does the man shut up ever? Nope. Refuse. Invader. Am I wearing the rest of my Invader stuff? I am rest mode. Why have I got that one on? Must have been dropped to my head. Significantly hard. Alright, what's 72? 76. Yeah, that's definitely going to help a lot with getting my light level up. Alright. I'm still not even entirely sure if this specific armor set actually works in the base Gambit. I think what I'm doing right now is it's kind of just repping the gang more than anything else. Okay, alright, let's head back to the tower with any sort of delay, allowing us to hopefully, fingers crossed on this one, get that lovely chaperone. It would be nice. It would be nice. Most of you who don't know me, who've watched my previous videos, will know that I don't like shotguns, mainly because of this game. Beforehand, the range used to be really out of touch. Like when it said that it had a lot of range for a shotgun, you would use it, and yet you could stand pretty much inside someone else's character model and not hit them with any sort of power at all. And yet in PvP, some people pulling out some amazing trick shots, sliding across the floor, do a backflip, you know, teabag you on the way in with a shotgun, and completely make a mess of your body. Yet you're trying to use the shotgun in the simplest level, just running and gunning, and you're getting absolutely nowhere at all. They seem to have really balanced out a lot of guns. I know that assault rifles within this season have got the biggest buff, allowing them to, even the higher rate fire machine guns actually pack a bit more of a punch to them now, which basically means things like Sweet Business, excuse me, and the kind of low end assault rifles that are more LMG based, especially with their kind of capacity for a magazine goes towards 80. You can kind of fire quickly and do a lot of damage to someone. Beforehand, it used to be more the fact of, you know, the overwhelming firepower as a collective would kind of do damage. But at least now, anything with a large magazine is kind of sorted for. Sorry. Alright. Let's head to Amanda. Let's go towards the hangar. So yeah, once I've done this, I'll attempt to go back into Gambino again and try to use a bow a little bit more. I might even pick out my kinetic based bow, because apparently it has explosive payload. I'm not too sure if that will work any better against the PvP aspect. Yeah, oh, there it is. Look at that. Oh, I have the chaperone. Lost. So the chaperone itself is actually quite a crazy shotgun. So it's slug based, so not buckshot, for one. Two, it's kinetic, I believe. Yes, it is. So there you go. Precision slug, single slug precision round, which basically means it maximizes on range without having to worry about I don't know why I've got someone joining me when I'm quite clearly in the middle of a stream, but fair enough. So yes, you can see that the shotgun itself is quite handy. It has high impact, which you really hope for a shotgun. High range, not quite sure the distance or where the fall off will happen. Stability, okay, so you don't want to keep slamming the trigger down. Handling, which gets whipped out pretty dang fast, and the reload speed could be doing better. Not too sure what this is. Road board. Precision kills briefly grant handling range, precision damage with this weapon. So basically, if you keep landing headshots, you're going to be doing a lot of damage. That's crazy. Exercise rounds and handling stock. Recoil increases stability. Okay. I would hate to see what the stability will be like without this on there. Cool. So I guess we'll take this out for a little bit of a roll. Let's see what we can do with it. Equally with this now, I don't really see there be any point in me having my war rig on, so I may put on a different. Might put this one on. Which means I get more. Alright. Fair enough. Yeah, most of the time I would be quite happy to have people join me on my streams and stuff like that, but right now I guess it's just that I am attempting to do a play mode that not many people like, to be honest with you. Gambit is one of those play modes that have been like kind of peed upon and kind of, you know, shat upon quite heavily due to the fact that they said there's quite a few powerful weapons out there that makes very short work of the enemies. And as a result, it does kind of drag down quite a lot of the fact that you could be putting in so much work, so much effort into the game, and then out of nowhere you could just absolutely lose for absolutely no reason other than. Alright, so allow me to... Wow, okay, I have some real issues just using the standard map there. Wow, okay. So back into Gambino I go to try and get some of these pinnacle weapons. So yes, I have now got someone else with me. Okay, fair enough. I won't stop you. So yes, with one of the pinnacle based weapons, it's called Python, which is a shotgun. Then I have one which is called Hush, which is my bow. I will try and get some of those. They do require a quite serious amount of grinding. Let's just go into exactly what I need to do to try and get Hush. Get closer, which is Python. See there, get final blows of 500, get close range final blows of 150. Thankfully, I've already reached the infamy rank of heroic, which is pretty cool. Lullaby, which is Hush, is final blows. I need to get 1,000 final blows. I need to get precision final blows to be 500. Wow, and then earn medals. That's going to be crazy. Medals, I think, thankfully, is just overall gained, which is quite handy. And yeah, I'm not too sure how long it's going to take me to get Lullaby, especially as I am currently, well, I say alone, about as alone as one can be. I will try and go into doing as much as I can for Gambit, because I want to try and get these pinnacle based weapons so bad. You have no idea. Definitely something that is going to be required, because I do kind of like the kind of aspects of the pinnacle based weapons, especially with some of the hidden passives they tend to have as well. The 21% delirium has a kill tally, which means when you do a kill with it, it will reload a portion of its magazine with the reserves. Mix that with war rig and you can practically burn through your entire reserves without having to reload that magazine once. Granted, it's a very rapid firing assault rifle, LMG, which does cause staggering as well, because I have found out you can have high caliber rounds which cause staggering, or you can just unload an ungodly amount of ammo into someone's forehead, causing some lovely staggering to happen also. Which is, you know, is quite nice overall. Okay, let me try and load up YouTube as well, so I can at least see some of the comments. Alright, well, apparently loading up the Gambit play mode. Not many people play it anymore. It used to be beforehand, you used to pretty much roll into one game, roll out of one game, roll into another without a single hitch. Maybe about 15 seconds in between each game, but you wouldn't have much in the way of time. With this one, I can pretty much probably write a dissertation for university in the time that it takes me to get into a game. And they tend to leave rapidly also. Excuse me. I swear I'm not sick. I think it's just like talking and then dry, this kind of horrible humid weather we have in England right now. But yes, hope you guys are enjoying the wonderful show as of the moment. Of me getting absolutely blasted in and out of existence. Okay, this could be a difficult match. I will probably possibly go into some competitive based game modes in a few days time, because competitive game modes are just ow. I have seen some very dirty things happen to some very, very, very innocent people. Well, were innocent until they got touched. I think they may become broken by now. Trust me, they're going through the crucible, trying to get the recluse is just one step that if you don't really have right now, you have a lot of free time, then I do recommend you go and do it, because it is generally quite a good PvE weapon. Wouldn't take it in a crucible anymore. It's been nerfed to, you know, pretty much a tenth of its current power, but in PvE it is really a dangerous weapon to kind of behold, especially with its ability to kind of boost up its own attack speed, reload speed and everything else as well. So it's like kind of rampant, which boosts up attack power for the gun, but this one improves also reload speed as well. Kind of just slaps another mag in without a single kind of thought to it, which, you know, yeah, that is quite handy. I'm not gonna lie, it's definitely quite handy. I might bring Recluse into Gambit because it's mainly a PvE based content, allowing me to get the submachine gun as well, which would be pretty cool. Not gonna lie, I do like the kind of character of Gambit, even though he's kind of laid back trickster sort of dude, but actually looking into some of his lore, this guy is well, scum. Quite dangerously scum. Alright, so that's quite an intense kind of ridicule for this gun. Oh dang. Alright, also I don't have a lot of ammo for it, so I generally need to be careful. Requires special ammo, not just standard kind of slugs you get from. See, what I don't understand, right? So there's kind of 3 different weapon packs you can get, or ammo packs you can get for it as well. You can get your standard, you know, just kind of primary based ammo. Then you get your you get special ammo. Then you get heavy ammo. This all comes in just one box. So like you get a lot of this, one box for your primary ammo, one box just for secondary ammo, one box just for heavy ammo. What kind of, you know, universal ammo type does half of these weapons use? Especially when it literally just requires, oops, yeet my hammer. If it literally just comes out of one box, it's just like definitely something to think about. I've got enough for a small blocker, so I was going to pop mine straight into the bank, because I don't particularly think carrying around too many motes would do me any good, especially when they're probably going to slam all of theirs in at once and cause us to have problems. So obviously you've got your warlocks, which are kind of like your space mages. They have really quite overwhelmingly powerful base attacks. You've got your titans, which have a good fine blend between defense and attack, and you've got hunters, which just really work on just majorly avoiding any sort of conflict while dishing out severe damage from a distance, which, you know, is quite nice overall. Oh, did not take an arrow to the knee. Whoa. Yeah, so these guys have the ability to kind of warp in and out as well, which, you know, is kind of, not gonna lie, a little bit disorientating in some respects. Excuse me, why won't you die? Today, preferably. Oh wow, really? Again? Right. Yes, the enemy team literally went from having nothing to having a whole lot of motes banked in a very short space of time. And there's one guy here that literally has 12 of our motes already, which means if he does suddenly die, we're probably never going to be banking a primeval as long as we exist. Alright, got enough for a small blocker. These guys are just slamming in endless amounts of oh dang. Alright, cool, let's see if we can start making some mayhem on their side. Oh dang, really? Xenophage from that distance bopped me? Wow! Just how strong is that weapon? That is crazy. That is crazy. They say it's not very good for PvP, but okay. It definitely made very short work of me and my ankles. I'm a little bit concerned. Equally, I may actually run with a whole bow kit. I might go for a heavy bow, primary and a secondary bow, just because, you know, well, why not? And before you ask, really, is there such a thing as a heavy bow? Yes, there is. You can get it from Banshee, and he allows you to pull out quite some disgusting damage with that, even though it's a very slow kind of moving weapon, and its pullback it does take quite a long time, but dang dude, it does deliver a punch, to say the least. Oh, that's one guy dead. Oh shoot, okay, again a Xenophage. Guy with 10 motes in the back there. I really need to work about getting that Xenophage, like, for sure. That is a weapon right there. Oh, they win when they kill the primeval? Oh, no way. I couldn't see Toffee zone. Okay, took out 2. He had 20% delirium. All I'm really doing right now is just delaying the inevitable, because they'll probably still do a lot of damage to the boss, and that will cause a lot of problems to the rest of us. What can I do? Can I just get through? Oh shoot! Wow. 2 shots? That's quite That's quite something. That's quite something indeed. Look at that, they're just unloading into the enemy. That is that's doing some remarkable amount of work to a very okay, hopefully I'll be able to do some sort of damage to these guys, because right now